With percentage pricing, SaaS and cloud providers charge their customers a small percentage of the dollar value of transactions processed on their platform every month. Much like usage-based pricing, percentage pricing results in variable fees for each customer per month that are correlated with the level of activity on the SaaS or cloud platform, which begs the question, should these variable fees from percentage pricing be included in ARR and other recurring revenue metrics that are reported to investors? But before we dig deeper into the question around ARR, let's spend a few minutes to give some additional background and context on how percentage pricing works. Suppose you're a SaaS or cloud provider with an e-commerce platform. Each time an order is placed at one of the storefronts hosted on your platform, you would take a small percentage of the dollar value of that order as a fee. And in some cases, those fees may not even appear on the customer's invoices. They're extracted from the interchange fees that are generated during credit card processing. Although percentage pricing doesn't get as much buzz in the marketplace as subscriptions and usage-based do, percentage pricing is actually extremely popular, and many of the fastest growing and highest market cap companies in the SaaS and cloud space are deploying percentage pricing models behind the scenes as a key part of their revenue generation strategy. So there's 4 subsectors of the SaaS and cloud space where we see this percentage model the most. The first we already talked about, which is the e-commerce space, where SaaS and cloud providers might take a small percentage of the gross merchandise value processed in each storefront. The second area is in restaurant operations, where technology providers will take a small percentage of the gross merchandise value of orders placed in the store or online for in-store pickup or home delivery. The third area is enterprise applications that corporate finance departments use. The SaaS and cloud providers in that space will often take a small percentage of the dollar value of payables or receivables that are processed on those platforms as a fee. The last area is a little bit different, and this is human resources and payroll processing providers. These organizations will typically debit their customers' accounts a few days in advance of when they actually disperse funds to employees for payroll, and they make interest income off those customer balances that they hold for a couple days every month. Percentage pricing models typically look like this, and one thing to immediately note is that there are multiple elements of the pricing here. It's rare to actually see a company that only charges based on a percentage of dollar value. Most have a hybrid model where there's a flat subscription fee charged every month. There's a usage or per transaction fee charged, and then there's a percentage of the dollar value taken also as a fee. Not all companies with percentage pricing models include those variable fees in their ARR calculations, but those that do generally tend to take their GAAP revenue from the past 30 or 90 days and annualize that. It's also interesting to note that most of them do not refer to it as annual recurring revenue, but they've defined another operating metric that serves a similar purpose, such as annualized recurring run rate or annualized revenue run rate. Here you can see some examples of publicly traded SaaS and cloud companies and the information that they disclose in their investor filings about how they think about these percentage pricing models in the context of MRR and ARR metrics.